Good morning, Porch Chronicles. How y'all doing? Child, I was gonna put my lashes on when I got up, but no need. I didn't get no sleep last night. I mean, not none. I can't remember the last time I had a night like that. It wasn't because it was bad. It was because y'all hear me say on this thing a lot. Write your story, rewrite your story, rewrite your story. Stick to the story, stick to the story, right? I'm learning as I go through therapy. Therapy has phases, different phases. Like when you lose somebody that you love, you go through different phases of grieving. The phases I'm learning in therapy, and especially in my spiritual growth, is that there are phases like that. So in the beginning, when I realized and found out that I was really broken and I needed what I needed to heal, it was hard for me to accept that I needed to heal, but I did the steps that the therapist told me, and it really broke me down. But to write a new story, you have to break the old story down and apart. So I went through that, and I told y'all all I could do was cry for like maybe 6 months because the healing process was starting. By the time Facebook and Instagram told me to go ahead over to Content Create, because they kept sending me that message that my platform had changed and they needed me to change it on my screen, I was good. I was in a good spot. I was strong and I was feeling good and everything was falling in place mentally. But I didn't realize that as I rewrote that story, and I really wrote that story, it's really on paper. And every time the old story would try to come up with what I thought about myself or how I felt about my life or what I didn't know I deserved, I would be like, that's not my story anymore. That's the old story. This the new story. And I would always rewrite that story in my head because it was already written down on paper. So a few weeks ago, when I took the first big step. Yeah, and this is day 3. No smoking. We doing good. I always can end up stopping. I just need to keep stopping. Everything. I took a big step and moved on something in my story. And then it seemed like everything wanted to fall apart that same week. Because the old story kept trying to play itself out, but the new story was already in motion. And I'm saying that because a lot of stuff I wrote in the new story is starting to come to pass in my life. As it comes to pass, it scares me. Because I've always been a runner. When it comes to me having to show my emotional side, I'll run away before I do that. I'm real good at it too. And I mean, I'm good at it. So, in the stage of me stopping to run, I got hurt. And it was to show me that when the new story started showing back up, that I had to fight the runner. I am a runner. I run away from feelings. I don't let nobody in there. I don't. And for some reason, the other week when I went to therapy, I told my therapist things are changing really fast in my life. And I'm going to need therapy more than every 2 weeks. I'm going to want to come once a week because I just know for a fact that I'm going to need somebody to talk to. And honey, I did the right thing because now the story is starting to unfold and the old story wants to say, girl, you don't deserve that. But the news story says you always have. We've been waiting for you to write it. Now it's coming to pass. And I'm scared. I'm not afraid of not feeling like I don't deserve it, because I know I do. If you saw the stuff that I wrote in that story, with the stuff that's starting to happen right now, and I know the universe heard everything that I said, every tear that I cried, every pain that I felt. I'm afraid because I know they will honor that story. And you think when you're going through this process that you good. You do. You really think it. Until it start unfolding and it start happening for you. And you be like, what? And the old story will try to show its head and be like, you don't deserve that, but you do. You put the work in. And when you put the work in, you get what you give. My therapist always say, I've never seen somebody put so much work in like you. You do the work. Then you find stuff on your own to read and you do it. I done read 12 books in like less than 4 months. Because I just want to be the better me that I know I can be. I'm just saying this to encourage you. It's going to get hard. But that's when the new story is kicking in. And when that new story start falling in, you're going to be like, oh my God. It's really happening. I encourage you to stick with the new story. It don't matter what the old story say. You not that no more. I love you, Porch Chronicles. You have a good day.